Pretty much their pick of the litter of the things that they are comfortable on while we have this Nocturne Orianna combo. And it's been played once, at least the Nocturne has for Junja this split. Obviously, career is very long, has some games on it as well. Head of Tarzan, and we're going to take a look back in the picture-in-picture and why Xiaoxu flashed.
Yeah, I mean, Flandre, oh, here we go.
Connection on a Hope. Hope's just going to flash into the magical journey, but they might be followed up on Vampire. Gets the kill. First blood for JDG.
You'd imagine that they are aware of Tarzan starting this up here, or that this is a very likely possibility. So we'd like to see some kind of a counterplay from Junja if he can either start up the Drake or maybe force some disadvantageous recalls from the bot side here. He's more than likely going to start this one up, and I don't think AL is going to try to stop it.
Tempo kicker for AL. Meanwhile, the Paranoia combo, we didn't see it go successfully the first time, but he still has that go button.
Other team from doing it. I do think if anyone is going to be able to get it, it should be AL, but I would not be surprised to see the stalemate continue.
Even on Vision, they are going to just start it up, and JDG, we're moving away from this, but because the redeploy came out from Vampire, they are streaming down here as a team. They even have Gala coming up from the bottom. He's going to be on a weird angle here, though. They go with the Tempered Fate. Hope he's going to try to layer down some damage on the other side. Paranoia is going to be popped. There's the Shockwave combo. Maybe coming off, but it's not going to be available yet. He didn't have the Shockwave. They still get the damage on a Hope. There's the bullet time, and he is just free-firing. We talked about the level of execution needed from both sides, and so far JDG are executing AL.
For that look, we see Kyle just deciding to burn the Tempered Fate onto Honkyu, who has the flash and also has extreme amounts of cooldown reduction on that flash, might I add, just enough reach to get him there. And it looked like everyone finally popped their elixirs. I don't know if you've been noticing this, but with that triple tonic rune, it seems that everyone has just been saving their elixirs for as long as possible.
Well, you can try to get picks here before big objectives, and we still don't have anything on the map for a little while. About a minute and a half for that Baron, about 2.5 for that next Dragon, but that is a fight that AL are going to want to prep for.
Oh yeah, it takes a lot of discipline as the Orianna this game. Going straight for Kyle, he's just going to get blown up. More looks on their terms, because it seems like so far this has been nothing but JDG's game.
Second items have been hit across the board for JDG in their primary pieces, at least Junja, Honkyu, and Gala ahead of this fight. We are still lagging a little bit behind for the members of AL. We'll say Hope forgone his boots and went ahead and got half another item. But Flandre has already started with the rest of AL. They're going to use this Rift Herald as a bit of distraction. Carnifex here. Maybe they want to just take the Dragon outright, but here comes the Paranoia combo. They do get a decent amount of damage. I don't know if the hit from the Shockwave mattered in the end. And Hope gets blasted by Gala in the back, and that's going to be a couple more kills going to JDG. A 6-0 lead so far, and I don't think they're going to take down Xiaoxu anytime soon.
Yeah, we saw Flandre starting up the Drake, and I liked it a lot, just having the Rek'Sai there to apply the pressure. But one thing that I would have preferred to see was the Rek'Sai having that Unleash TP shield as well. That could completely be able to threaten this at all times. I mean, the Misfortune actually does the Baron very quickly if you're willing to spend the bullet time on it. But otherwise, it does take quite a while. You're going to need a lot of setup here. I think everybody is just aware how important this bot lane is.
Starfall. Going in on Honkyu, they're going to exhaust, but they ended up finding Hope in the transition. It's going to be a carry for a carry as they get the TP from Flandre down here to try to push the wave, get some presence.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think for JDG there, for Honkyu, that's actually quite a decent trade for AL.
See how they set up around this one. So no shenaniganery around the Baron. It's going to be Xiaoxu setting up an unstoppable onslaught down the bowling alley here. We'll see if AL set up like Peyz or not. As we get into this fight setup, JDG are going to look to start this Dragon. Flandre has found another flank on the opposite side of Xiaoxu on the southern part of the fight. Tarzan waiting in the wings. Grand Starfall activated. AL say it is time. Tempered Fate goes in on a 1. They're going to try to get this flank set up here. They're waiting for the bullet time. The bullet time finally comes out, and that's going to be Gala. We're making mincemeat of this front line so far. AL starting to lose some bodies, but a double knockup from Flandre. That's going to be huge. Tarzan finds the kill in the end. He's getting resets now with his Q, and he's going to find another one. AL have stuck their teeth. They are going to sink into JDG, and Xiaoxu, while he looks unkillable, will fall like the rest of them. A beautifully played well-played fight from Tarzan and AL as they take control of the game.
And this is what I love so much about the LPL. That was probably the most LPL thing we've seen all game. Does anybody have any idea what's going on there? I mean, you can have some sort of a semblance of a clue, but those fights are just so chaotic.
And it's really nice to see this team kind of sticking together and now showing a lot more like themselves here in these later weeks of the regular season. Here comes that catch potential. Junja was thinking about it. Tarzan is right around the corner, though, and this is where some of that kind of chess game is going to continue to be. If the Paranoia goes down, Grand Starfall is sure to follow. If the Grand Starfall goes down, Paranoia is sure to follow. Now we just see the Paranoia used straight onto that target, right onto Tarzan. He's going to get lower and lower, but he still has the GA. They're going to buy a lot of time here. Shanks is starting to pump. There's going to be the bullet time right into the choke point, but Shanks goes straight for the background play. The Temper Fate comes through. It's going to buy a little bit of time. Hope over the wall. Misses the Chains of Corruption, but it's going to go for Honku. Can't get the kill into Honku, but now Flandra has joined. It's just like a wrestling match off the top rope, left and right and center. AL are continuing to batter JDG.
Yeah, this fight is just all over the place. It's hard to even know what to look at, but AL does get the last lap, and it's so out of nowhere, but it looked like JDG had this game by far and away, and suddenly it looks like it's in AL's grasp. I think that last fight was just so impactful, getting that ace for AL there.
Plus, for Anyone's Legend, a team that when they are in the lead, they know how to finish.
Oh, absolutely. Once you give AL this kind of a map state, a game state, they're almost always going to seal this deal. And I really think back to that third Drake where they did trade their lives to get it. You could just get snapped on at any time.
Exactly, and that's why these teams grab these kinds of comps. Again, that has been a hallmark, looking like a different beast at this point, and now about 40 seconds for that next dragon, and at this point, it's sole point for anybody.
Oh, here we go.
Paranoia going to be used. He dodges out a decent amount of the damage. That's going to be the cleanse used as well. Gets away from the entire combo, even the bullet time. And after that, that is all your resources. That is everything that you had for JDG. And Gala just gets hit by the piercing arrow of hope. Going to get chased down by the void rush of Flandra. And it is all falling apart for JDG. A double kill for Tarzan. And that's going to be straight up the gut, straight up the middle for Anyone's Legend.
Yeah, it feels like you are just going to slowly bleed out of this game. You may as well look for something. There comes the ace. That's all of JDG falling to the wayside after that attempt. I thought it was overall a pretty valid attempt. You're running out of good attempts, but unfortunately everybody just is barely able to escape there. And AL, after the brutal start to the game, so the poke aspect of the JDG comp isn't too prominent. But I think overall they just have some really high power level champions. And it's really interesting. Last game, it looks like Tarzan and Kyle did get the last lap. But Honku and Junja were absolutely putting up some shots and numbers of their own. Alistar.
Hope in a lot of trouble. He's going to have to flash away from the turret. He's getting decent damage down now, though. He's trying to get some damage onto Vampire. Gala's doing a decent chunk right now. He's looking for one more Q. He has the mana for it. The barrier is going to be popped by a Hope. He's going to stop him. Kyle stopped the headbutt. Pulverize coming through. Junja finds a gank onto Flandra, though, and gets JDG on the board. Fools. Okay, he's not going to go for it. Got baited by the observer.
Ooh, he might go for this, though. This is a lot more interesting.
Flandra doesn't have Meganar even close. He's going to get hit by the Shockwave, or at least Shock Blast, and now he's going to early flash away, try to get some distance, try to use the hop to get back over to his turret, but he will get CC'd as soon as he gets into range. He misses the double jump, and he'll go down. That'll be a big kill. Vampire also fell on the other side of the map. Moving on Shanks right now, missing the ice. And able to get a little bit of damage back down. He wants it so bad as Tarzan's being surrounded by JDG. They're trying to make a preemptive play on this Scuttle Crab. That will be Tarzan going in with the Unstoppable Force. Flandra right behind with the Boomerang to get a little bit of a slowdown. Tarzan doing a massive chunk of damage on Junja while he has that level advantage. But it's starting to get a little bit worse for JDG as they need to try to get out. That's going to be another kill going to AL. Shanks is going to get that one. They're going to try to kill Junja here as well. Flandra takes him down. And Kyle is here over the top to get a double kill going for Shanks. Shanks has been playing with less than 200 health like this entire fight, and he's still alive.
But Shanks has been playing with less.
Tarzan, he's emoting on him. Oh my god. BM for days from anyone's legend as now Shank's getting surrounded by JDG. They're going to try another crack at the egg. The egg will be popped here. He'll buy a little bit of time, but nobody's really coming for him, so he will just be scrambled by JDG.
Yeah, Tarzan stops to take a laugh, but Shanks doesn't nearly have that luxury. He's been getting just pressured all game, it feels like. I don't think they can kill Gnar before Mega, but they're going to try.
About to have it. They have a lot of lockdown here. They're going to hit the headbutt pole first. They lock him down before he even gets it. Beautiful damage combination side of the map. We also have quests starting to be completed. Both bot lanes, importantly enough, have theirs done. We're waiting on that mid lane setup to get to those tier 3 boots, but right now it would only be Honkyu that gets his upgraded. We are set up now around this fight, and Vampire might be caught out a little bit. He's going to be taking a brunt of damage here. About half health as he pops that Unbreakable Will. That's going to be the Mega Inferno Bomb used. Kyle trying to get away from the rest of the fight. Vampire going low, going down. Big setup, but the quickness not fast enough. They do get the double kill coming for Hope, who has been quiet this entire game, but all of a sudden pops off with the 3K in starting the game. All quests completed by AL during that fight, and now they continue the Dragon.
Yeah, and I think we might have more combat here. I mean, Gala and Honkyu do not want to give this one up. Tarzan's HP is increasing rapidly.
Gliding right now. Honkyu going to have to go over the wall. Now they get the Gatling gun straight into Gala's face. Gala going to flash over as well. Hope can't fall with the rocket barrage.
But the Dragon...
The Dragon continues as they are going to reset its aggro. Flandre is stuck in the pit here. Kyle coming over. I don't think this is a fight that AL want. They back away, rightfully so, and JDG will get a second Dragon.
This is really good for JDG. You would think that after AL wins that fight that they're going to get the Dragon and have a really favorable outcome, but typically the objectives matter so much more.
Side point here, and I don't know if it's going to matter if we do scale into infinity, but Shanks has 4 stacks on Rod of Ages already before Honkyu had even completed his. He just completed it, so it'll start stacking now, but that's going to be a big difference.
Yeah, I think what that can end up meaning is that, of course, in about 5 minutes' time, which is crazy, it's 5-0 in the stack count on that right now. It's going to be way better, but I wouldn't be surprised to fight here.
They're trying to chunk Tarzan, but he's pretty tanky with that Sunfire first. And he's not the AP Malphite that he might be able to burn down, as AL will get a response.
Show up late and magically resolve the positionings, but it looks like that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try and magically resolve the vision disadvantage that they're going up against here.
Shanks was trying to get a back off, didn't end up getting it off, was I think going to TP to the fight, but now we're getting the big TP from Flandre. He has that big shield now as well. There won't really be a TP from Xiaoxiu, so that will be a little bit of a difference. It means Flandre can play with this mini Gnar bar a little bit more safely. Honkyu and everyone else looking for him, though, before he can change Mega Gnar. That would be huge. The exhaust comes down. Mega Inferno Bomb used only onto Flandre. He'll be still stacking up. Meanwhile, there was a little bit of pressure in mid lane while Hope takes the turret. And that's going to be some good standing gold ahead of the fight for AL and a lack of defensive pressure from JDG.
Yeah, I mean, JDG does have the gold lead, but not necessarily in the actual inventories right now. And this Malphite champ is a lot more powerful than the Jace is if he's able to engage quick.
They still don't have Flandre. He backed and has come back. I didn't really buy much either, but did have his health bar kind of gone. They're going to get a catch out here right on the Vampire, but he's unbreakable. You got to remember. And there comes Tarzan after he dodges, and Tarzan going to find that entrance to the backline. That combo of Kyle, Tarzan, the glue. Well, it's sticking together right now, and JDG can do nothing of it. A double kill for the Malphite, and Xiaoxiu comes in a little bit late, now being bombarded by the rest of AL. Xiaoxiu goes for a play onto the backline, but Shanks has egg. He's going to get one at least. He's still cooking. He's still going. He's still got Gala, but Gala has no mana, and Xiaoxiu will finally fall. Godzilla is down, and Tarzan raises his standard for AL.
Yeah, and that's, again, Junja getting hit by the unstoppable force with flash available. Missile. You have to flash those Malphite ults as hard as it is. Rise ulting for vision is Honkyu. This one is most certainly gone, but maybe they can kind of mess with them here. Get them tempo, get their tempo, maybe find a play on the back side of the
tank, but with a dark seal, so he's got AP. He does damage. He's got the Abyssal Mask now as well to lower that magic resist, and he is just a tank that can kill people. And now we're going to see a 50-50 around the Baron. Junja trying to get over to the pit, but the Baron's already gone. Flandre trying to get Meganar, but he's still locked down. Xiaoshu trying to find the entrance, trying to go for the big spin to win combo, but it's a lot of damage back
so
from
low.
AL. They found Xiaoshu. They're going to find Vampire, though everybody's bars are ticking red. Gala waiting in the wings. Shock Blast goes wide. JDG can't find it.
That is incredible for me to see that none of those people go down. Somebody, but he just barely does not connect, Mazel. Gosh, the quirky W being the reason why. You can only wonder, maybe a bit more patience.
Whoa.
Holy, the live.
Jace is already down. Junja's gone, but a nice rebuttal from JDG coming up. Xiaoshu seems to be the one that they really need to rely on as Realm Warp's coming through. Only Honkyu is going to join that one. Shank's trying to run away, but gets killed and will eventually fall here as his egg will be popped as well. And that is a wonderful, triumphant return to the game state for JD.
Gotta be really careful. They can get snapped on at any moment.
Back to looking at our duos. Tarzan and Kyle, they have the go buttons for anyone's legend. Junja and Xiaoshu will start up the dragon, but you know Xiaoshu is always looking for the back line. That's going to be a shock blast hitting onto Flandre. He's trying to get Meganar up now. Half health on the dragon. Tarzan wants to 50-50 it, but they don't have the resources. They could just let this one go, and I think that will be the decision by AL.
Yeah, that time you see Tarzan not quite willing to commit the Unstoppable Force. I think that would be the most flashable Unstoppable Force all game for Junja. He's had a lot of chances, but that time he's staring him right in the face, keeping his distance. The element of surprising for the Unstoppable Force to follow up onto Vampire after Vampire flashed out, but the Rune Prison from Honkyu came in at the perfect time, meaning Malphite was not able to proceed with that fight. And yeah, I really want to touch on this point. I think we need to see Xiaoshu carrying these fights, and I think we need to see as AL them finding a way to keep Xiaoshu out of this backline, because you've seen how much work this Dominus Renekton has been putting into these backlines. It's just going to be that much more difficult with the amount of gold that he has right now. So I think you want to be doing something before he gets the Death Stance. Once Renekton gets Death Stance and Jace gets Last Whisper, this game becomes extremely difficult. Same for the Void Staff from Gala. I don't think the power spikes from AL matter.
Junja will no longer have flash on the Jace.
First time he flashed Unstoppable Force, perhaps the most important time. The Soul is coming up here.
Xiaoshu's looking for the angle. Flandre needs to get his Meganar, but he can't do it. Kyle is just taken out by Xiaoshu. The Croc is hungry, but now he's got to be a little bit careful. JDG going to recircle the ranks and recircle the wagons right around AL. That'll be another pick. 2 members down of AL, and that dragon should be JDG's.
Oh yeah, no smite left. Not even a spellbook Kyle to try stealing this. That's going to be Cloud Soul for JDG. And I mean, as we were saying, Xiaoshu, just such a beast in these fights. He's going to have Death Stance now as well. Mazal, I don't think he can even die. I think he can only die if he literally puts himself in the middle of the whole enemy team.
The enemy team is coming for somebody, but it's not Xiaoshu, it's Honkyu. He goes down after taking the turret in mid lane. See what the response from JDG will be. Just looks
they're
like
gonna try
keep
corralling them.
Some of this. They're going to keep this train rolling. Tarzan doesn't have any entrance into the fight, and Kyle just gave his life. Did he expect Tarzan to come around the corner? Tarzan just said no, and now Tarzan is on the back end of this play while Hope also dies. AL have just given everything over to JDG, and they will take that and run with it. Speaking of, Flandre can't really run away as Xiaoshu finds a connection straight on the Shanks. He is untouched, unbothered, and just ripping and roaring through AL's backline over and over again. That's going to be game 2, and JDG show some life in this series.
Yeah, Xiaoshu takes about 12 tower shots there. His HP bar only going up somehow. And I mean, as Hope, you think that you've got plenty of distance between you and the Renekton and Alistar. But guess what? Renekton and Alistar both pop their ultimates, getting that Cloud Soul buff and just that immense amount of movement speed. They're able to get right on top of Hope and right on top of AL's Nexus.
And it was a firm, solid plan from JDG. Just go with scaling, stuff that's stable, and a heck of a carry as well from Xiaoshu in that top lane matchup. But it was a holistic
Galio, you know what Swain is exceptionally good at? And who's exceptionally good at Swain? Honkyu against dive comps, Mizal. So this is a cinematic draft right here.
It's some of the strange pieces that we know from days past of these teams, of these players. We get the Nefiri for Tarzan, which last year he was running a
But we're just trading flashes, no trading of kills just yet. But I say that.
Xiaoshu, he'll have a gank coming his way. He does still have the flash. He wants to try to go get Flandre. He's trying to bait him in. I don't know if Shanks can do enough, but if he sticks around, he will. There's the flash from Xiaoshu, playing with his food a little bit, but here comes Tarzan. He wants to use the pursuit to get in range, but Shanks, are they willing to die this? No way, AL. This is bold as Shanks takes a huge hit, but Tarzan connects with the Darkened Dagger, and that's going to mean that Shanks gets first blood for AL.
Yeah, Shanks throwing up the emotes the whole time. Looked like it was a lot easier said than done, though, to actually secure that kill. And Shanks even TPing out, afraid that perhaps, I suppose somebody could have been there. But yeah, now they're going to lose the Drake as well. I actually don't think that was too positive of a play.
Ooh,
Meanwhile,
Gala gets caught by the Tangle Barb. He immediately flashes. Gala trying to make some distance between him and Hope and Kael. He will be successful in that. Both summoner spells burn.
yeah, both sums down, but you do get the Drake. And this is the point I was highlighting, is that this is going to be pretty important, securing this Drake. And this Swain still unbothered here in this mid, chunked extremely low. I don't think it's gonna fall solo to Shanks just yet, but
Nice spell shield from Hope.
they are dropping a lot of gold XP down here. They better have a good play in this mid lane.
Rift Herald going to be used. Junja going to charge that one straight in. Should be able to get this turret, and that should secure first turret. Yep, just in
Barely.
time. So that
It
means
looks like Shanks has TP, and Honkyu doesn't for the next 40 seconds. And you can only imagine that AL is well aware of that.
and this setup is all too important. It's not the soul point. It's not even soul. It's just second dragon for one of these two teams, but it feels like it's a confidence booster as Xiaoxu will get engaged on with the rebuttal of Flandre. He goes in with the public execution. Now Xiaoxu trying to get the counter-strike play. He does. He's going to get one more slap of the stick, and it's going to be a 1-for-1 for the top laners.
That was so well played, lead striking towards the enemy incoming minion wave just to buy himself some space. I've honestly don't. And it looks like Shanks has low-key been poking out Honkyu all game, preventing him from grouping somehow, Mazel. So that might again be the case down here. We've got a 3v3.
Junja immediately going for the fight on Tarzan, but he might have overextended now. Crescent Guard's going to be used, so he won't be able to take a lot of AoE damage here. Hope was the aggressed target. There's Tarzan now looking for more. That's going to be the TP used by Shanks to come join the fight. As there are no top laners, Honkyu will get his back off and come join. He might have that second item now.
Yeah, really awkward for Honkyu. He can't really match the TP without any mana. And then we even see Xiaoxu TPing top and Honkyu being a bit confused. Should I recall? Should I not? He eventually gets the recall off.
Ooh,
Still doesn't have the Liandry's Mazel. He's pretty weak on this Swain. I've been kind of singing his graces about how I think the Honkyu Swain's going to carry this game, but the more I watch this game transpire, the more I'm starting to doubt whether this Swain's going to do it.
Be a little bit more careful so the initial engage from AL doesn't work. Do they just back off here because of it?
You can only wonder what their next move is here. Ambessa having no ult, but Lulu having no sums. Again, Shanks forcing Honkyu back because Honkyu does have a pretty greedy build in terms of the 1v1. Surely Honkyu groups this time, and surely he pops that Demonic Ascension.
Going back up towards top side, but that TP always available. Still really want to see the entrances.
It's actually
here.
a lot harder for AL to even posture here. If anything, what they could be doing is just situating this top lane river vision. But it's very interesting. Flandre TPing into the bot lane. We're going to have something.
Okay, AL decide they want to fight. They want to try to get that upper hand. Flandre getting closer and closer with the engage. Gala needs to be careful. He got locked down on the Pop Blossom, but here comes the heroic entrance as well. They do get Flandre on the back line, but they don't have enough damage. Honkyu finally, for the first time, pops his Demonic Ascension, and they are untouched. This glob of JDG will be untouched, and Honkyu continues to heal. Can they turn it back around, though? The taunt's coming through. Xiaoxu finds backline access, finds one kill. They go for more as JDG are hunting down the members of AL. Flandre can't get in, and Tarzan forced to flash away.
Yeah, JDG does. We all know how frustrating it can be when the Jax goes Counter-Strike into Stasis, into Counter-Strike. That's like 7.5 seconds of invulnerability. So we're going to see once Xiaoxu gets that, I would imagine backline. But at this particular stage, Vampire is much stronger than Kaya.
Junja just going straight into the fight. He does still have the Crescent Guard, so can buy all that time, all that space. Tarzan He has a big advantage individually over Junja, but he has to make it matter in these fights. He's going to unleash straight onto Honku, but Honku's going to pop the Demonic Ascension. He went straight after the tanky target, and now AL, they're getting bottled up. A 3-man coming through from Kyle. Is it enough? They got Gala. They got Gala. They took him down. Honku's getting low, and JDG, they've faltered just a moment. Xiaoshu taking on a 1v4, goes gold, and that pop is huge, but it does matter. AL take 2 and the end and take a huge fight.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how Gala goes down there. He fully dies with Killer Instinct available. He must have gotten snapped onto by some kind of CC.
Ballooning as AL take another dragon.
Yeah, thankfully it's only the 3rd Drake, so it's not going to be any, you know, all she wrote just yet. But this is...
It had these bodies they're willing to throw, but AL now have the tools to make surgical incisions. And
pretty well. And even if AL does get this tower, it's not the end of the world. Xiaoshu.
He doesn't have a counter-strike anymore, but they take the counter-engage here. Junja goes in. Nice little Pop Blossom onto him, and he no longer will have the Crescent Guard. Is it going to be enough? Flandra has arrived. Flandra is ripping through them as this Ambessa. Honku still going with the Demonic Ascension, but he's out of gas at least. Gala finally finds the backline, but he's all by himself now, and Tarzan with the dogs behind him will take him down. Honku was still kicking, but not much longer. Potentially
he's
healing
honkuing
through that one. He is fine, but he will lose the Demonic Ascension. Darkened Dagger does connect. Tarzan
No
gets
way.
blasted by the laser beams. Call him Palpatine as AL moved to mid lane.
What did Honku just do, man? I thought this fight was cooked. And then suddenly Honku just...
Carry Sivir is needing 300 CS. Not in this day and age. You need those items. Is it enough now?
Yeah, well, the same question can be asked about Gala. Both 80 carries sitting on 5 items here. Both having no flash, but Gala having the cleanse. Gala can cook here. We can maybe finally get a Gala moment.
Jinja trying to go for the play onto Hope. He won't get him in the end. It's going to be a really nice spell shield there. On the Hunt has been popped, though.
Yeah, no On the Hunt, no flash for Junja. Decent trade for both teams. It's just a matter of Honku and Gala, if you ask me.
We're going to try to move in here. Gala is going to go for a fight on the Flandra. He does have the Guardian Angel now as well. Big chunk of damage. Xiaoshu finally finding his entrance. Pop Blossom to try to deny the rest of JDG, but it's used too early. The taunt's coming down. Do they have the pick? There goes Flandra on the backline, but Gala trades places with him and instantly gets crunched. That's going to be the turnaround play from AL, maybe. Honku's still kicking here. Flandra is going to get his GA pop, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't. He's still alive. They're still going. No GAs are down, and JDG is wiped.
Are they?
God,
are they?
He's buying so much time, but he's gonna die.
They are. And they can possibly end here. I don't know how quick the respawns are. It looks like they're gonna have it. I thought that that fight was gonna be a lot closer once I saw Hope go down, but Gala going down as well. Seems that the 4v4 does eventually favor AL after all.
No way.
I suppose
The
they end here.
redemption here, fools. The redemption. JDG took it whole-handedly in that first series, 2-1, but AL are the ones to persevere. AL are the ones to come out back on top, and AL are the first team to lock top 4 in LPL Winter Split.
He defeated them with, and hopefully turning that around, especially with the backup of a Lulu. This is a powerful composition by BLG as well.
I mean, you said that or BLG rather, struggled with getting access, right? Well, this time around, they're the ones that have got to deal with trying to be accessed in this game. IG with this very dive-oriented composition, and BLG with really indicative for me of him looking to be a focal point of this composition, a true carry of this composition. Because you wouldn't look for all of that extra gold if you weren't looking to be sort of this massive carry if you're planning on sacrificing camps as we move later and later on into this game. And
so, bro, sometimes you just get cooked, and I don't think he even saw that damage coming.
No, and you know what? To go back a little bit, dear, to one of our Demacia Cups, sometimes you just got to flash on him, and in that case, Bin just did.
Real ones know. Real ones know that sometimes you just got to flash. And with Wei actually making a small invade work here, there's a really good news story for IG if they're able to get out of this. Unfortunately, 4 members of BLG and an equalizer have all shown up. Wei, no way out of this, is going to be cooked alive. Bin collecting that kill as well, going up 2-0 on the Rumble.
But remember, he did get his the plated steel caps this game. Obviously going to have an insane amount of power through the laning phase because he's playing up against Ambessa with any ganks coming through from a Pantheon. That's a lot of physical damage. The damage from a Galio later on in the game, not something that we are expecting to be a problem, as June now down on the spot side.
This is a problem. Viper and On already all over this, and Shun with the knock-up will secure a kill onto Photic. The guy who needs to go off for IG has just been taken out of
Viper having that early kill as well down in the bot lane. You'd think that, honestly, with the way these side lanes are going, BLG are in a very good spot, but we'll keep our eyes out as Bin is actually looking to defend his pink. I like this a lot. Defend your vision when you are this far ahead, but it could be that defensive award that baits him into his ultimate demise with no flash.
Like you talked about, the immobile Bin not having a whole lot of ways out, does have an equalizer to change things a bit, but that damage, nothing compared to what Sobero and Wei are laying down on top of him. It is a kill for Wei, and off the first ultimate, that is a good news sign for IG.
Yeah, Equalizer could have probably done a little bit more there, I'm going to be honest. Just kind of cuts off one of their small one of their small avenues in, but you know, first blood for IG this time round being picked up, and Wei going to be able to secure himself some grubs off the back of that. I don't know if he's going to get all three of them. Looks like June's quite happy to give it up, even though this is on Vision. And it's probably exactly what Sobero needed here, is he's going to go back to base, maybe even able to finish up his Eclipse here. No early pit stop into the Hex Drinker for the Ambessa. No boots either means that she can go very quickly into that first item and maybe start to turn this laning phase right back around.
Despite the
phases are starting to creep in as well, not just the advantage for the Sivir, but the one for the Rise also.
Bin's popping up to the top side. Sobero
great
low and without a back. Bin has just completed his Liandry's, and Sobero is burning down. Equalizer slows him a little bit more, and Bin once again flashes on him to secure the kill. But this time, Shui and Wei are both here. We've got Rookie up in the top side as well, ready to answer back for his top laner. Wei collects another kill on Bin, and it's 1 for 1.
And Jun just went, sorry buddy, you are dead. And there's nothing really that I can do about it. Watches him die, and they do find a quick kill, 1 for 1. A lot expended though by IG. A really good present guard from Jun to stop the Nico ulti. Really good response on the bot side of the map for Knight, as that gold lead in the mid lane was 500 just a minute ago, now up to 1200, and overall the net gain for these two teams is just so massively favorable for BLG.
Yeah, despite the fact that just by the numbers it is 1 for 1 on the top side, you pull so many people from IG up towards there that you also get most of the turret in mid, you secure the turret in bot lane, and your entire team is now positioned with priority around the bottom side of the map with a dragon available. BLG may lose their top side tower, but these last couple of minutes have been very, very good for them.
Yeah, and BLG are going to take this tier 1 turret in the mid lane as well. Brute forced it down, and Photic is really...
It's a strange thing to say in this state of the game, as Rift Herald is going to go down. Viper actually denying the pickup of the Rift Herald. IG need to find a way to get into the pit, because BLG right now may have let the objective go down, but they are not letting IG actually collect it.
Well, that just means that IG spent a lot of time hitting a big turtle and didn't get to do anything with it. So that's unlucky for them. But now BLG,
oh no,
they want more than just the stopping of the Rift Herald pickup. They want to try and take this tier 1 turret, and they're 5 people up here.
This could be really bad. Sobero and Rookie both stepping up, though incredibly difficult to dive, and BLG will respect that. They back away, knowing that they got a wave crash. They denied the Rift Herald.
There's been no.
I mean, Knight certainly knows. Brand Starfall, though, is going to still be a numbers advantage for IG. Not much the Thing can do. He will go down. IG reversing their fortune.
Hey man, that's a really good play by Jue. Really well timed as well, sort of stops a lot of the momentum that BLG were picking up. They're able to take down Bin again on this top side, and you know, the rumble with
can be huge for BLG. We have to watch whether IG is burning their engaged tools on Viper or on Bin, and right now it's BLG burning the engaged tools, even with Shui finding a pop blossom onto 2 people. BLG face tank it all, walk through the jungle, and are looking for even more. Shun actually finds Sobero. Equalizer goes down on him, forcing a flash out of the Ambessa.
Yet importantly, neither of those two targets that got hit by the Pot Blossom were Viper. He's constantly free hitting, he's upping DPS the entire time, and doesn't really need to feel too scared. The only thing that he's taken damage from so far has been turrets. That is going to be the reason.
You know what? Okay.
Yeah, good. Good. Yeah. I can see Way in the player cams. He's just saying, bro, I can't pick up the red.
It's like, what do you do? Imagine if instead we gave like compensation bugs. So, so instead you don't get red buff, but infinite smite.
Yeah. Or you don't get a red buff, but BLG have their F key disabled for the rest of the game. You know? And then,
Actually, that raises a fun thought experiment. If we kept BLG from being able to flash for the rest of the game, given where they're at right now, do you think they lose the game?
oh, we're going back in. We're going back in. Okay.
All right, well, Way's got no red buff, and he's got no dragon, and he may soon have no top laner. So, bro, this is like a half engage. On's over here. Bin's fighting Shui on the side. It is chaos, but the most important part of that chaos is that Viper is dead. Equalizer does go down as Knight chooses to follow up Shui, who's on red buff level HP and will end up falling. And ultimately, despite losing Viper, BLG, they get the dragon, they get the team fight.
The game without it. It feels like they had to go, well, you're either having to wait as remake to this game that you're definitely going to lose, or you can just accept that you're not getting a red buff. And he went, okay, well, I guess I'll just take no red buff.
Yeah, I think it's the correct call, especially watching how that team fight went. As chaotic.
You know, it's a pretty short cooldown. That was the other anti-compensation. Is now way maybe in trouble.
No cooldown equalizer for the rest of the game. It's actually coded the same as red buff, turns out. Shun is going to fall in trade. However, with Viper collecting a double kill, and most importantly, one of those being Photic, we are again trading up as BLG, and their dominance in this match continues, with second turret going to fall in the mid lane, and not much that can go wrong for this squad.
I feel good about my analysis of this game that we had in the little pause that we had there. And I said this game was over. This is pretty much cemented it. Provided BLG can actually... Can you pick this up?
Wait.
Oh, hold on. We're killing on instead.
Yeah,
that's good.
Plus 400. Not bad, not bad. Way may not get a red buff, but 400 gold.
Viper got his red buff? That's crazy.
That is crazy. Shun, so close to picking up the blue. It's just one river away, one Baron away as well. A objective that IG, I was going to say, are not seriously considering, but they are seriously considering it.
This. They have to do this. The game doesn't get any better. Flip it. You've got a 4 versus 5 on the map. Let's try.
This equalizer is going to cook, bro. This equalizer is going to lay. And Shui up through the backside does actually find Viper. This is an assassination in a fight that is not going altogether well for BLG. Rookie's isolated June in the pit. Sub 1,000, and he will still secure the Baron. A triple kill for Knight as well. And BLG, despite losing Viper in 2 fights, won both fights. And this time, take the Baron with it.
And it's all because of that man in the mid lane that you highlighted at the start of the... He's able to get back up to full HP as well. Rookie forced to justice punch his way out of there, but any form of defense here, very hard.
That infinite equalizer coming back online again. Shui will fall. And IG relegated to their base, but with a Baron buff at their doors and a wave soon crashing in mid lane, this will not be the only inhibitor tower that they lose. BLG confidently stepping up to this one with another wave on the way.
Yeah, one more wave needed. I mean, even just Knight on his own will probably be able to take this without any recompense. And you would expect to see BLG here close this game out on this Baron. Going for another send, though.
This time not onto Viper, however, as it is Knight that is getting flashed on and focused down. Viper able to free fire and shooing through Rookie. Turns around to peel for his mid laner. Viper moving on forward and collecting a double kill. This is the unlocked Sivir that we have been so scared of the whole game.
And now we see why IG focused the Sivir, because she doesn't have 1,000 HP shield plus an extra 1,000 base HP. They're living the Nexus turrets though, dear, and I think they want this game to be signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah, they've taken enough pauses. It's been long enough. They've waited And BLG, I will say, having a little bit of fun to collect the last couple of kills, as it will be another one over to Viper in revenge for the amount of times he was focused down.
Staying power, this BLG top side, if nothing else. They've got the playmaking to try and make something happen, where I don't know that actually IG have got enough damage early on to be able to fight with that.
I would be on this. I'm on the same page as you, and I would actually encourage you to go a little further and just. They don't. This is a
banana brush into the river and try and make that gank happen. Instead, though, like we say, not necessarily the easiest position for him to be in, and it's just going to be a quick clear, and you can actually see that On is invading and making Wei's life even more miserable.
Nice thing to do, especially laying down a little bit of extra vision. Wei would love to do something about this and does have backup on the way, but Shun is here as well. Slam into the wall, and perma CC Shane does have On flashing away. Still alive for now, but one more auto collects first blood for Wei. Traded back immediately, however, as Viper will collect a kill. A bad news sign for IG. Wei does flay some competition out, and Knight in the mid lane could go down, but not enough mana on Rookie to finish the kill.
No, I mean, we'll look for a laser which could snipe him with the airy, but not quite going to be able to find it. Something versus in his ear.
The powerful early game from BLG that you highlighted in the draft, however, pays off now. First Dragon is going their way. No contest from IG, as they simply don't have the early damage.
Yeah, and wisely, I think, giving it away. And I mean, I'm a little bit worried, right? We talked about the fact that BLG have this really strong early game. I don't think their late game's weak either.
But IG have lots of backup to take these subsequent two. Not a terrible trade by any means. Pretty even for both teams. And because BLG got the Dragon earlier,
I kind of just thought experimenting how this game looks to play out. And I think that it really does come down to how well these ultis are going to be able to land. Right, Keeper's verdict for one is going to be massive. He's got wall, should be fine to Kona his way out. Never mind.
Once again, bullying the Bard in the river. Give it to Photic, and he gets it. If that kill had gone away, bit rough, but as it is, that goes to him, and Rookie is going to get picked up by Knight. So gold going in the right places for both teams. The Azir win condition and the Aphelios win condition feeling a bit better about themselves, although I will note that despite Photic picking up the kill right now, there is still a small gold lead in the favor of Viper off of the earlier kill and subsequent laning.
Ultimately, that's very beneficial.
Ooh, Viper! He wants the kill!
Oh, yeah.
He takes down Photic in a 1v2, and he might just do the same as Wei, forcing out the flash. Viper cannot be underestimated. You will die for that sin.
Yeah, man, you throw your hook out like that and it misses. Viper's got every right to just decide to head in.
It's not awesome, but Viper's alone in the lane, so not only did he have a CS lead, not only did he and does he maintain a kill lead, he's also got a full level lead on Photic, which on Yunara is really impactful.
It's genuinely massive. And, you know, we talked about, once again, the fact that as we move into this mid to late game that not really sure which of these teams is on paper favoured, but that's assuming that you go in at parity. Viper at this stage is looking to go in with a massive advantage, and it's 3v3 down on the bot side. On the 10th fate there.
Engage onto On, but remember, just now spotted is going to be Shun here to defend his bot lane. Viper left alone with Photic a little bit too long. Half health.
Another
the
1v2.
AD carry takes down Photic again in a 1v2. Picks up a second kill. May just pick up a third, but Wei is here to shut him down. One more auto does it as Shun comes in to avenge his AD carry. Can't quite finish the kill. Knight's arrived, and it is a scuffle in the bot lane going in the favor of BLG. Rookie will walk this one out as On arrives a little bit late, but two more kills for Viper and another for Knight is great news for BLG.
This Viper guy is crazy at League of Legends, dear. I don't know what to tell you. He's just 1v2ing the bot lane on spawn. Finds himself another. This time he picks up Jway as well. He's just dodging everything here, and Jway on this Thresh has not really been clinical like he needs to be. Those big clutch hooks need to be finding Viper, and at the minute, and they're able to find a good way back onto the map with that second item being finished for Viper.
Doesn't even cancel the home guards. There is no worse feeling than when an auto follows you all the way back to base and cancels your home guards. Perhaps being temper faded as a 1-2 Aphelios is a worse feeling, but when you have Thresh, who actually gets to lantern you out, maybe it feels a little bit better. The Keeper's verdict from Wei, as you mentioned, is on point, and it has to continue being on point if IG want a prayer of winning this game.
And now let's see how well IG can defend this. Photic's half HP. They've already lost bot lane tier 1 because of a little bit of hovering done by Jun on that bot side, so Rookie didn't feel like he could step up there. Now they get to walk up and they hit that tier 1 turret. They don't take it down, but they're going to resonate this and turn it into a Rift Herald as well. Jun is actually playing on the map so nicely as he just walks from one lane to another, getting everything that he wants. Viper stepping up 1v3 this time with no ulti.
Makes me wonder whether it's hubris or just a supreme display of talent, even if Kiana ain't in this game. Now the engage gonna go down by IG, but Viper with plenty of mid lane pressure has walked on over. Sobero's teleport in though does change the numbers. As Knight joins, it starts to shift back into BLG's favor, albeit with no jungler. Shun has fallen, and Bin, low HP, means a magical journey out for BLG. Quick dodge on the engage, or re-engage by Bin, takes him out as Photic underneath tower gets focused by Knight, going low, going lower. Viper needs to lay out damage, but doesn't have enough against the front line of Sobero. Does go to half health, now has the confidence, flashes forward, doesn't finish the kill. Rookie's turning things around, and Viper is sub 100 HP, but Knight wants to finish off Photic as well, flashes on him, can't do it! Emperor's Divide shuffles 3 people back into a non-existent BLG, but the soldiers are able to do enough, collecting Zhui and starting things off on 1 HP. Everybody is on blinking health bars. Rookie is running into the jungle. Knight gets knocked up and traded out. This is a messy, messy backstreet fight, Rudude.
Yeah, there were no guns brought to this. It was purely knives and it was purely in the dark with the judging of some of those skill shots and calculations on HP. What a great fight, though. That is what we've been looking for this series. Just some bare-knuckle brawls. Ultimately, BLG are the ones, once again, who come out on top as they'll secure themselves their 3rd dragon. Invictus Gaming looking to take down the jungler. Really smart idea, right? Let's take out Jun. Let's try and remove that chance of a 50-50. And once again, it's Wei who gets the best of the Smite fight. And this 5v4 afterwards, you're expecting IG to be able to win this, but Knight is doing such a good job at consistently upping his DPS, making sure that he's free hitting pretty much the entire time. He forces Photic out down on this bot side, who at this point you just need to recall. If you don't have ulti, you can't contribute to this fight really at all. And then Viper, his ulti just now coming back up off cooldown, manages to land a double snipe, but then he flashes forward, autos Rookie instead of autoing Sobero, and he died in the mid lane.
And he's not the only one. On gonna fall as well. To be fair, physically does Viper die?
Does he get hit by another hook? No, he gets
no.
Okay. And he just tags the turret is the actual answer.
I suppose so. Bin does not get the revive pop for him, so that'll be another free kill going the way of IG. Maybe having a little too much fun.
Dear. It's feeling a little too familiar as BLG are starting to slightly slip apart. I won't say fall apart, and now we're going all the way in for IG on the bot side.
I did not pick up the blue buff, which actually matters for the subsequent fight. Doesn't have enough mana to have a full one, and as a result, BLG will back away.
And I'd just say that the frontline capabilities of BLG are going to do a lot more than that of IG. Sobero, quite easy to be ignored, honestly, on this side. He's a very slow, very immobile character if he's not got ulti.
Photic being set up for success, though, is the hope for IG. Teleport into the mid lane with Wei wanting an engage, needs a knock-up, and does find double knock-ups. One on to on, classic. But Viper, untouched in this fight, does do a decent amount of damage to the shield of Sobero, and ultimately has to back away. Stun onto a now significantly hurt Wei with 13 seconds left on this Drake. This is the setup for IG. They have River priority, they have Photic with some suboptimal guns, but they have a chance at taking the dragon.
Yeah, this is Soul here for BLG if they can get in. Recall's coming through now for Knight. He's going to be able to TP in, hopefully with that fully picked up item. Banana Bush controlled, and looks like a smite fight 50-50.
Double stun down by On, as well as the Tempered Fate. Gives so much free time to
Soul.
Shun to go in, grab the soul for BLG, and let his team free fire onto IG. Bin will fall, but Viper, classic Viper, is all up in the face of IG as Knight collects a triple kill. And it's Soul and a big good news story for BLG.
Yeah, On looks like an absolute demon on this board. Giving him so much playmaking is definitely something that Invictus Gaming probably regretting right about now, and they gave the Yunara over to Viper as well, which is definitely something that they will know not.
If he had red-white for this. Because he was on purple-blue, and while it may not be the deciding variable, it really impacted IG's ability to take that fight. On is doing an incredible job, but by the same...
And with Jun clearing his Krugs down on that bot side, he's got time for one camp, maybe two, but that's about it.
Viper's so confident, as he has been for a lot of this game. He's walking up 1v2, he's walking up to Photic 1v1, and that is not a good idea, Photic. We cannot
illegal.
We cannot be doing that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. I think Photic here, yeah, big misstep.
He's lost the sauce. On's getting cyber bullet down now. I know that he's good on this Bard, but man, do IG hate him.
They do. They've chosen, you know, this is you'll know this as a support player. If you pick a playmaking support, I'm thinking global taunt, AoE, and that's how it works. Whatever it is, everybody just focuses you regardless of consequence. To try and claim back some of the vision lost around this bot side, they definitely need to here. It's definitely a must-do thing as they're losing out on the top side and losing out a little bit in that mid lane as well. I think giving the inhibitor turret for positioning on this dragon, it's worthwhile.
Yeah, and IG prevented a lot of resets for a while, which is nice. Jun didn't get to go back to base. Maybe that makes a difference. The small amounts of items. Photic, again, purple and blue for this fight. As a teleport is going to come in. It has been on a flank. Well, Knight's TP actually gets interrupted. He will not be here for this fight. Tempered Fate going to go wide. Bin in the front line, going to get slammed into the wall, but he ults on forward. It is a 4-man ult from Bin. He is all over IG, and as Photic falls, Wei will go second. Wei likely to be the third. Another heroic charge, not going to matter at all for him. It is a double kill for Bin. Another kill for Shun. A quadra for BLG with only Soboro left up, and it is BLG surely going for the end of the game.
Yeah, they're going to dance through their top laner, and you'd like to think that through the top lane as well, they'll be able to close out this game. Knight here, I mean, trying to end the game where his team are electing to take that Herald.
I guess not.
TPs. Yeah, they're feeling like, you know what, we want to have a little bit more fun. We've not had an Elder in a little while. We need some... Honestly, dear, it's been a rough week, okay? They need some Elder Stomps.
That was close. That was red buff level.
That was. Thank God he got one.
LG are dotting their I's. We expect them to cross their T's. And Baron's on the way with an Elder Dragon in tow. This is the point where you could really just click your mouse, take your hands off the keyboard, maybe start typing. You're going to be just fine.
Yeah, you can see Knight here. I mean, with the Elder, he just one-shots anyone that steps up. Rookie, alas, you've gone too far forward.
Now, this is going to be the example of that. Exhibit A. The 10-1 Azir with Elder Dragon one-shotting you at 30 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and a 17 stack Magi's. Let's see. Can Knight, I think he needs 2 full kills or a contribution on 4 more to make it to the full 25. There are 4 people under these Nexus turrets.
Might just be able to do it. Yeah. Right now, IG do not have a prayer in the world of stepping up to BLG, who want yet another 2-0 in this series, who want to lock themselves in right here to the top 4 in Ascend with style. Up 14,000 gold. They are besting their record from the last time these two teams met, and BLG are accelerating themselves towards a very successful run in Group Ascend. Nexus now focused down. BLG go for the team fight. They go for the silly plays. They go for the style. Bin goes into the fountain to finish the game. Nexus will go...